As a woman, do you struggle with knowing your self-worth? Maybe you don't even know that it's a lack of worthiness problem. You're a strong, confident woman, successful, confident in your competencies of what you do and what you know, and you think that you have this sense of worthiness, and yet there's some things that you just know aren't quite right. Maybe you feel stuck. You keep repeating the same patterns. You feel like you self-sabotage. You procrastinate. Some of those things, those are some behaviors that tend to be rooted in worthiness. Your worth doesn't come from what you have, what you do, what you look like, what you own. Worthiness comes from within of who you are. So I work with a lot of women and, coaching capacity, and they don't even know that this is the underlying problem, that they don't feel worthy. There's a lot of comparison. They will apologize, defend themselves. Maybe they get something that's really important, and they have to explain or defend, or someone pays them a compliment and they, oh, this thing, it's, I've had it for a while. They struggle accepting compliments. There's a lot of comparison. Where does this come from? It can be from childhood trauma, that maybe somebody didn't deem you worthy. They didn't treat you as something of value. And so you program that in your subconscious, and you grow up and it's still there. So self-esteem is made up of two components: your self-worth and your self-confidence. You can gain the confidence. You go to high school, you graduate, you go to university, you graduate, you get a job, you're professional, successful, you live in the nice house, you're married to the great man, you drive the car, and yet there's just something lacking. And it comes down to this worth. Anytime you gain your worthiness from anything outside of you, then it's going to cause some anxiety and fear, because any of that stuff can be taken from you. When you build your worth from the inside, then all of that stuff doesn't matter. Our society breeds unworthiness. If you don't measure up, comparison, social media, how many likes did you get? How many subscribers do you have? Looking at everyone's outsides and comparing that to how you feel on the inside. And if you come up lacking, then it's a worth problem. Where do you get your worthiness? It has to come from within. And I like to equate this to your spiritual life, the inner life. How do you talk to yourself? How do you treat yourself when you screw up or make a mistake? Do you beat yourself up? How do you talk to yourself? That's a worth problem. Do you defend or explain a lot? Do you apologize for everything? I'm sorry for things you can't control. This is all rooted in unworthiness. Your self-esteem suffers. You think because you're confident, you have a good self-esteem. So there's some things that you can do to help build your worthiness. In Psalms 139, verse 14, it says, "You are fearfully and wonderfully made." So you tap into that spiritual side. You know, I go to God and I get my worthiness from who I am as a child of God. It doesn't come from what I do or if someone needs me. It comes from me being. I like to say, I learned how to be a human being instead of a human doing. Because my worth and my value came from the person I was married to, the house I lived in, if my kids performed well, if everything looked good, you know. And I like to say, if my clothes looked just right, if I had on just the right shoes that matched the outfit, and my hair was, and my makeup, and everything was what I felt to be perfect, then I was comfortable. But if I felt any of that was off, I was uncomfortable. And my worth came from that. I've learned today, clothes don't make the woman makes the clothes. And so, worth and confidence in combination is very attractive to other people. It's attractive. And, I know that my worth as a person doesn't come from what I look like or what I could do for others. So how do you begin to build worthiness? Well, self-acceptance. You accept yourself right where you are, just the way you are. Have some self-compassion. Give yourself some grace. Would you treat your friends like you treat yourself? No? So, treat yourself better. I like to think about you build the fruits of the Spirit. So if you do that, then that inner spiritual work, what are the fruits of the Spirit? Well, in Galatians 5:22 and 23, it says love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. So what I really like to encourage the women that I work with is to go within, do some shadow work, get rid of the negative self-talk, challenge the limiting beliefs, and develop these fruits of the Spirit toward yourself. You cannot give to another person what you don't already have yourself. That love for yourself. Be joyful in yourself. Be kind to yourself. I think the biggest thing that helped me with this was when I made a commitment to myself to keep it. I could make a commitment to someone else and just against all odds, I would keep that commitment. But make a commitment to me? No. So that was one of the things that I learned to do. I began to set boundaries, not allow other people to treat me bad. Of course, I had to stop treating me bad first because I was my worst enemy. And to build this worth, that to just be, to be the fruits of the Spirit, to be who I am, to be authentic instead of do. I so much was into, well, what can I do? What can I do? Instead of relaxing, enjoying life, and just be who I am. Be who God created me to be. It's all there. It's just covered up with programming and irrational beliefs and negative self-talk. plug into the spiritual. Plug into your inner self. If you do not go within, you will go without. If you like what I share here, subscribe, hit the like button. Maybe share this with someone you think might need it. And most importantly, to be you on purpose because you're worth it.